But the topic given to me is the teacher, the teaching and the teacher quality, and also the transformation of schools, technology transformation of schools. First of all, I must thank and appreciate all the teachers globally and particularly in our country who have dedicated their life and took very serious steps to help our children to learn. There are a lot of difficulties for our teachers at the moment due to this pandemic, but many of them have not mindful of their own difficulties, but they helped the children to continue to learn. And I salute all the teachers who are the frontline workers of this country to help our children. Now, slowly the schools are being reopened and children are coming back to the school. And the first priority for the teachers would be to see they are emotionally all right. Their psychosocial issues are sorted out, and our teachers need definitely a help in this area to help our children. The second one is the learning loss that had happened during this pandemic closure of schools, and probably all the teachers have to look at the age-appropriate milestones, developmental milestones of the children, so that they can make good of the learning loss of the children. So coming back to this teacher and teacher quality and teaching quality and technology transformation, there is a data which is available. They say there are 9.7 million teachers are in India for 1.5 million schools. It's a huge number of this country. And probably we are, as mentioned earlier, we are the largest child population country. And educating all those children is a big challenge. And writing a national education policy covering the entire population is also a big challenge. However, the present national education policy is very broadly covering the entire student community, children community, urban and rural, and even in rural, the remote area children, they covered everybody. This number of teachers is worth remembering. The national education policy says the quality education has to come to reach the children. The heart of the work is the teachers, and teachers need to be helped. We have to ensure the inclusive, equitable, quality education and promote lifelong learning for the opportunity, learning opportunity for all the children. So now the role of the children is, the role of the teachers is also changing. We were calling them as teachers, then facilitators. Now I would like to call, after listening to Ruba ma'am, the teachers are enablers. They enable the children to be self-learners, independent learners. There is so much available around them. So the teachers have to also learn how to help the children to learn. Help them to learn how to learn. By 2030, we are going to ensure that all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development. Of course, all of us know the span of the children in the school education is divided into 5 + 3 + 3 + 4. And probably we may have to do away with calling the children as first standard, second standard, third standard, like that. But the age group and the children should be given flexibility in learning on their own the competencies and the skills. You have just now listened how the competency-based education has to be implemented as per the new education policy. So when you come back, when you look at the teachers have to be trained in promoting this competency-based education. We are all these years very well versed in rote learning. We were chasing the marks and the children were assessed by the marks. When Rupa ma'am was saying about the writing, and there were schools, they were giving the writing exercises, practices, mainly because the children have to go and write in the exams. Now you see, the technology has completely demolished the format, and now the children have to only circle or put a tick. The multiple choice questions is now coming in to assess the child. So when you assess the child, how do we assess the child? You listen to now, there are so much to be done in formative assessment and also in the day-to-day, daily based assessment. You have the summative assessment is a different way of assessment. The formative assessment is also a different method of assessments. So now teachers have to be trained, or you have to learn on your own, or you have to undergo some training programs to see that how do you assess a child, assess the learning outcomes. And now CBSE has also brought in, which is called project-based learning, then project-based assessment. You don't need to write. And writing skill is needed. I'm not against writing skills, but what I would like to say is children have to acquire the competencies. You have heard about the Bloom's taxonomy. You remember, you comprehend, apply, analysis, synthesis, and create. Now we have to go into the technology-enabled teaching learning process, teaching, learning, and assessment process. In that order, probably you can go into the net and find out what is digital Bloom's taxonomy. This is very important. Now, all teachers have to be transformed as technocrats, as technology-enabled teachers. They have to develop their technical skills. In 1 or 2 or 3 years, there is going to be a lot of changes in the learning area for children, for teachers and others also. Technology is going to rule us, and we have to take, remember, 20 years from now back, what are the things we lost? Now you remember. 20 years from now, what is going to be there? AI will come in, AR will come in, machine learning will come in. So what is important for the teachers now is quickly, you have to enable yourself so that you will be able to help children to be more technically competent children, technically competent learners. This is very, very important. And I hope, I request Lucy ma'am to share the PowerPoint presentation of Rupa ma'am to all the participants if possible. She has covered the entire thing. Whatever I wanted to say, how do you, first of all, language, for example, how do you help children to improve their learning skills, or speaking skills, or reading skills, or writing skills? So within this 5+3+3 setup, in the first compartment, the 5 place where you children have to learn all these competencies. That is what this is said in the new educational policy. This is foundational literacy and numeracy skills. How do we improve this? How do we use technology to help children? These are all very, very important things for the teachers. For want of time, I say that I will follow what Rupa ma'am has said. If teachers have to be competent-based teachers, they have to improve their competency. If they have to improve their competency, first of all, they have to understand the process of teaching and the process of learning. Finally, they should also understand what is the process of assessment. If these three areas, this is inseparable, teaching, learning, and assessment is inseparable. You cannot do. I mean, during the pandemic, children were promoted without assessment. I mean, that's really dangerous. For me, I personally feel that should not have been done. Some method should have been evolved to assess the children. Never mind, now we are in the new era, the new normal life. Children have come back to school. Still some more children are going to come back. How we can assess the children, their learning outcomes. You just now heard about learning objectives and learning outcomes. How do you, first of all, prepare the learning objective? And then how do you assess the learning outcome? And this national education policy also says about in the SAFL, and there will be an assessment in 3, 5, and 8 years, and the schools will be informed the levels of their teaching and learning process. Remember, the school education is going to be a big, going to be in a big change mode. The format of the school, still many people think that pre-COVID education, pre-COVID school will come back, but I'm afraid that may not happen. So there should be a new format of school, new structure of schools, so that the teachers are all prepared to take up this new normal life school mechanism so that they can help these children. The big challenge for the teachers would be to educate the parents. I mean, the parents, they had their education in a different mode, but now we, the teachers and other educators, are on different mode, and helping parents to understand how their children are learning and will have to learn is also a big challenge. So in teaching, you have to include this parental education also, so that the parents are also educated properly. And I would like to close it by saying that the teachers have to quickly transform themselves as technically qualified teachers. Many teachers think that using a platform, there are many platforms available, and using the platform itself is they are technically competent. No, it is not. How do we use different apps? How do we prepare a curriculum to use in the technological situation? All that is very important. So for want of time, because we are already overshoot, and I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I do also have a PowerPoint presentation, but unfortunately I could not present it. But on another occasion, I will explain the teacher, the teaching, the teachers' transformation as digital teachers. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Once again, I thank all the teachers who have done a marvelous job during this pandemic. And many teachers have learned, they have taken up, because this online education is also new to many teachers, but most of them have acquired these competencies. Somehow all of us managed this situation. Now this is not enough. We have to go forward, and we have to do a lot of things, because technology is speeding very fast, and we have to chase and equip ourselves so that we become the 21st century teachers, so that we can help the 21st century children. I would like to remind you that there are studies done by I think it's by IBM and Dell, 65% of the jobs which are prevailing now will disappear by 2030, another 8-9 years time. So what are we going to get as a new job? It's not yet invented. So how we as schools and teachers are going to help children to learn for an uncertain future? The changes are happening now. So how we are going to help the children to get an employment by 2030? This is a very big challenge for all of us, and it is important that we keep thinking about it, and we will meet again. If there is a chance, we will discuss very elaborately. Thank you so much, Lucy ma'am, Diksha and others, Nirmala ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.